Have you ever seen two hands of poker being played from a total of 9 cards? Well, that's actually what we're going to do today. So I have this set of 9 cards, as you can see. So let me go ahead and gather these up. So what I would like to do is just kind of randomize these. Now, if you were here, I would have you make a lot of these important decisions. But since you're not here, I'm going to have to rely on this 6-sided die to tell us how many times to do certain things, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and just roll the die. So I got a four, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to perform 4, which is a lot, 4 Klondike shuffles. That's a Klondike shuffle. Now, if you haven't seen a Klondike shuffle before, this is where you take the top and bottom card off as 1. And then just create a growing pile from that set of pairs. Now, it is true that the last card dealt is a single because we have an odd number of cards. Now, if I've been keeping track, I think that's 3 of them. Okay? And honestly, if you were here, you could tell me how many to do, within reason. We don't want to do 50 of them or something. Okay? And then, since this is a series on math magic, I thought we would go ahead and just spell math, M-A-T-H, and then magic, M-A-G-I-C. In fact, if you were here, I'd have you tell me whether you'd like me to spell magic 1 or 2 or 3 more times. So, 2 more times. Very good. I can do that. M-A-G-I-C. That's 1 more time. M-A-G-I-C. Okay, very, very good. Now, we need a shared card. So to actually create 2 hands of 5 cards each, what we're going to do is we're going to select a, quote, shared card. And this is a card that both of us are allowed to mentally add to our 4-card hands, okay? Now, a really fun way to get a single card randomly from a packet of cards when you have an odd number of cards is to perform a Klondike shuffle, okay? Because it leaves you with just 1 card at the end, a single card. So there we go. So that will be our shared card. Maybe I'll put it over here where you can keep an eye on it, okay? Very good. Now, what we're going to do is just kind of mix the cards further. This is called a triangle deal, and then we just stack in opposite order. We can also do something called a square deal. So if you were here, I would honestly have you tell me kind of where you want these cards for each level. Like, maybe you want it there, this one over here, this one there, and then this one here. It really would be your choice. And then furthermore, I would have you tell me how you would like these stacked. Which one should I pick up first? This one? Okay. What next? The one down here? The bottom one? Okay. And then the top one here. Okay. That truly, truly is a free choice. Now, if you were here, I'd have you cut the cards. That's just fine. Or we can actually do something a little fancier. It's called the Charlier Shuffle. And in fact, I have a separate video on the Charlier Shuffle. This is where you do a bottom to top, top to bottom, bottom to top. Or you can just have the spectator randomly cut the cards wherever they would like. Okay, that truly is a free choice. Okay, and now what I would like to do is, just for good luck, I thought we would spell out magic 1 more time. So M-A-G-I-C, magic. There we go. And now I'm going to deal out cards, you first, which is customary, and then me. So here's your first card, my first. So we'll just deal out 2 hands of 4 cards each, okay? Now, what I need you to do, and I really wish you were here because it'd make life easier, is to look at your cards, and I'll look at mine, and then we have this shared card here, okay? Now, there's a number of ways to proceed, just so you know, when you go to perform this for someone else. You could flip this up now and have it visible right from the start, or you could have each of us look at our cards first, and we could even place like a friendly bet as to how likely it is that we'll have the winning hand in the end once we reveal the identity of this card. Or each of us could actually look at our cards and see what's in the middle and even update our friendly little bet, okay? But I think what we'll do is, since I have a written prediction over here, maybe we'll skip the betting option. You can include that if you would like. But just to reveal for the first time, what is the shared card? Oh, wow, that's a nice card. It's the Ace of Hearts, okay? Now, what you would do is you would look at your cards, right? Now, you're not here, so I'll have to look at them for you, which is a little frustrating. But this is what you would see, okay? So you would see, wow, ooh, check that out. You would see that you have 3 kings, and then with your shared card, you would have a pair of aces. You would have a full house. Very, very nice full house, okay? Well, how did I do? How did I do? Well, I think I did a little bit better, because I think I actually got a royal flush in hearts. Is that what our prediction says? There's no way I could have known that ahead of time, could I? You, speaking to the spectator, will finish with a full house. I, speaking of the performer, will finish with a royal flush in hearts. And that's exactly how it worked out. Okay, wow. Now, if you follow the directions exactly as performed, the steps exactly as performed, this will work for you every time. Now, there's only one caveat. Everything I told you, well, number one, everything I told you was true. I didn't lie about anything. Like when I say you're free to Klondike shuffle the cards as many times as you like, or spell magic as many times as you like, that's all true. The only adjustment that I had to make, and you may have to make as well, is after we've already dealt this shared card down here, let's say, and then we're ready. Let's say we're ready to deal out. I've done all of the steps. Just rewind the video and get to this point where we are just about to do a alternate dealing of the cards, so that we each have 4 cards each. Okay, so right before doing that, you may have caught what I did was I kind of squared up the deck and I got a peek, a glimpse of the bottom card. Okay, so if that bottom card is part of the royal flush in hearts, you don't need to do anything. Just begin dealing, and everything's fine. Now, if you remember, I needed to spell out magic one more time, or at least I said, well, just for good luck, let's spell out magic one more time. Well, there was a reason for that, because when I peeked at the bottom, I did not see any of the hearts. None of the royal flush and hearts was there. I think it was actually the King of Spades, to be honest. I don't know if the camera showed it or not, but I spotted a King of Spades. Well, this final card is going to be dealt to me, right? If I begin with you, which is customary to deal to the other player first, it's just common courtesy, right? So I go 1, 2, 1, 2, and so forth. So when I saw that, I knew, ooh, okay, I need to make an adjustment here so that I get all of the hearts and you get all of the remaining cards. So to correct this situation here, all I needed to do was spell out magic, M-A-G-I-C, one more time. And what that will do is it will guarantee that now I will have, as you deal them out, I will get all of the hearts, 10 through king, and of course the ace of hearts is here, and the spectator will get that wonderful full house, which isn't bad at all. It's just that a royal flush beats it. Nothing beats a royal flush. Okay, so anyway, that's the mechanics for it. So you may have to make that one adjustment. So try this out. Follow the steps exactly. Begin with the packet that I started with. I displayed it at the start. And this will work for you every time. You just may have to make that one little adjustment and play with that and see, oh, okay, why do I need to make that adjustment? And I think you'll discover why you need to do that. And I don't know if I want to share this time all of the mathematics behind this and what's driving this. But a big clue is found in the fact that I have posted these 9-card magic effects on the Absolute Math Card Magic playlist. Well, up till now, the only effects that I've shown in that playlist deal with Bessey sequences, and primarily Bessey sequences of order 8 or length 8. Okay, so that's probably enough of a hint for those who have watched the other videos on this playlist for you to very possibly reconstruct what I've done. And then once you understand what I've done, you can now actually design your own very, very surprising 9-card effects using the principles taught on the Hidden Structures channel. So thank you for watching, and take a look at some of the other videos and some of the other playlists. There's many to choose from at all different levels, and most of them have tutorials either written up or at the end of each video. And I may, at the end of recording several videos under this 9-card magic heading, I may go into the mathematics that makes all of this work. So thank you for watching, and watch for other routines that involve 9 cards, because more are coming.